Episode 8 of this season of Dancing with the Stars premiered Monday, and fans everywhere are noticing the judges' critiques heating up, especially those given by Judge Carrie Ann Inaba to star Kaitlyn Bristowe. Fans are claiming personal reasons or getting in the way. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. Before we get into another Dancing with the Stars update for you, if you are new here, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell so you don't miss any future videos from us. As always, I am your host, Tyler Joseph Ellis, and today I am joined by the fabulous Gabby Gonta. Hi, Gabby.
Oh, thank you so much. Hello, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. First off, what did you think of this most recent episode of Dancing with the Stars? Just real quick.
Oh, I thought it was awesome. I'm
Yeah.
biased towards a theme night because those are always so much more fun, in general, in
Yeah.
the whole show, costumes, dance, the set, all of that. But I thought we got some really great emotional moments from Nelly and AJ this week. And of
Mhm.
course, it was sad to see Jeannie and Chriselle go, but amazing dances overall for sure.
Yeah, I could not have said it better myself. I'm still sort of mourning the loss of Chriselle on the show, but that is okay. That is okay. I say we dive into what happened in this past episode in terms of judging, because there's been a lot of controversy on social media over it recently. So let's get into it. In case you missed it, Bachelor Nation's Kaitlyn Bristowe and her partner Artem danced the Jive this week to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Kaitlyn, of course, as we all know, is no stranger to dance. She is a dancer. And this Jive was packed with challenging choreography that I think she nailed. The week before this last episode, Kaitlyn scored the second lowest of the night, which was a huge shock to me. I'm sure it was to you too, Gabby, since she's been sitting so comfortably on top this entire competition. It was always, whenever we covered it, it'd be like, and Kaitlyn's in the top three. So she had a little bit of extra pressure this week because she had to fight her way back. So let's take a quick look at some of the dance, just for a refresher. Go, go, there's no stopping me. I'm riding through the sky, yeah. So, Gabby, now that we have that refresher, what are your immediate reactions to that dance? I don't know if we agree on this. I want to know.
Okay. I think it's so fun. I mean, the bright colors, they were clearly having an awesome time. I love the dances that are really high in energy. I think we can
Oh,
see
yeah.
their personality a lot in those. I do understand what the judges keep saying about Kaitlyn, where she needs sharper moves and needs to have a little bit better of an attack. You can tell that she gets all the moves down, but it's just like the next level of really hitting them really hard. But she's really trying her best. Like you said, it's always filled with so much content, whereas some of the other couples sort of get away with not having as much of those harder moves in there. So they really always nail that each time. And so I really think it's just this higher expectation that the judges have with Kaitlyn. Like you said, she has dance experience. So it makes sense that they would be looking at her in a little bit of a different way than other people. What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, Gabby, you're nailing it. I completely agree. It's just, I always know I'm going to have a good time watching Kaitlyn, whether it be a super high energy dance like this Jive was, or more of like a waltz, like a really across the floor ballroom dance. I always get such joy watching her because I know that she's wanted to be on this show for so long. I know she is so talented and she always brings it. I know that last week she didn't score super well. I still enjoyed watching her. She has that amazing smile that she, even if something's going wrong, she just like remains so, she has such a great smile. So I completely agree. Did I think it was her best one this season? Absolutely not. But I think let's get into it, because I think a lot of people were like, but did it deserve the score it got? Because the two other judges, Bruno and Derek, of course, gave her pretty positive critiques first. And then, but I don't think Carrie Ann really agreed with the level that they were holding her in this performance. I mean, of course, Carrie Ann's job is to be critical as a judge. I do not want to undermine her job. And she's been, with Dancing with the Stars since the mid 2000s. So she has been here. She knows what she's talking about. But the pair, Kaitlyn and Artem, and fans alike, were a little bit confused by her response to the performance. Carrie Ann deducted points because of the back tuck that Kaitlyn did during the dance. And since Kaitlyn is unable to do one on her own, Carrie Ann considered it a lift. And I don't know if you fans out there know this, but lifts are against the rules. So she deducted some points for that. And my initial thoughts, Gabby, I don't know about you, but that was pretty harsh, but also I wasn't aware of the rule, and I only was aware of the rule after the fact. So that was just my sort of lack of knowledge of the rule book of Dancing with the Stars getting in my way. But I think what you said earlier absolutely is correct, is that they hold them, even if it's unintentionally, they hold this couple to a really high standard, more so than, say, I always bring up Nelly, because I feel like Nelly, especially last week, was just sort of standing there. No shade, no shade. But I'm like, yeah, that's almost a different competition we're talking about. So I get it. Carrie Ann is a dancer. She wants to hold Kaitlyn to a dancer sort of level, which I appreciate. But Artem did speak to Entertainment Tonight on the subject, because you can kind of tell when they were getting their critiques from Carrie Ann that they were a little bit bummed. They were trying to keep it together. But Artem said, quote, "At this point, it starts being a little personal, I feel like. I feel it's definitely maybe not a different standard, but I feel like it's different expectations. I don't know. I'm watching back the dance itself. It's like, oh, you can kick sharper. Well, I can say that about everybody who dances on the show today. I don't know. It's really odd." He added, quote, "At this point right now, we just feel like we're never going to make her happy. It feels really discouraging, in a sense, to come back next week. I was literally wanting to have earmuffs and put it on top of Kaitlyn's head." So Artem definitely has an opinion about this, for sure.
Totally. And fans of the couple agreed and took to Twitter to give their thoughts, tweeting directly at Carrie Ann and the show about their disagreement. One tweet reads, "At Carrie Ann Inaba, please learn to judge all contestants the same way. Don't put your personal feelings ahead of that. I feel for some of the contestants on Dancing ABC because you clearly don't like them based on how you judge them. I don't see Derek Huff or Bruno Tonioli doing that." So a strong opinion there. Another one reads, "It's actually getting painful to watch the amount of hate radiating from Carrie Ann Inaba toward Kaitlyn. It's not a good look." After last week's harsh critiques, fans found out Artem and Carrie Ann had been dating for 2 years after meeting on the set of So You Think You Can Dance in 2006. So as you can imagine, they began to blame the harsh critiques on those personal reasons. They think she's coming for Kaitlyn because she's dancing with her man. Oh, another tweet reads, "At Carrie Ann Inaba, just because you and Artem used to date, there's no need to be so hard on Kaitlyn Bristowe." So clearly it's a bit of a storm against this judge. Now, I thought it was interesting that people are coming at her saying she's, has jealousy or these personal reasons because of her old boyfriend. And it's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, that was so long ago and they've clearly moved on. He has an entire family and she has this great career. So, but at the same time, he was in her life. 2 years is a long time. And so there could be these subconscious feelings now coming up that she doesn't even notice are probably interjecting into her opinions about Kaitlyn. That's always a possibility. But I definitely feel for both of them. Carrie Ann is just trying to do her job. Kaitlyn's just trying to work hard each week. So it's a tough balance here. But what do you think? Do you think this is fair?
Yeah, I think, Gabby, your comments are absolutely spot on, because I completely feel for both of them. I think, especially during this time where everyone is just really on their phones more often than usual, these sort of hate storms that come from a comment. It's almost exhausting, but I do feel for both of them. I think Carrie Ann is a pro. She deserves that spot on the judges panel. She knows what she is talking about. And I know Kaitlyn touched on this, where it's you can view it from a lens of Carrie Ann is really trying to help her out with these critiques and trying to make her a better dancer, because Kaitlyn is so great already. May as well learn from someone who's been doing this as a career. Hello. But then there's the other side of it where with some of her criticism, Kaitlyn may not think it's constructive, just criticism to be criticism. And then as for the fans getting involved in terms of bringing in these personal aspects of this previous relationship with Artem, I think it is, like what you said, a little bit of a stretch. I think they're a little bit more mature than that. I think Carrie Ann is a little bit more mature than that. I think it's really low-hanging fruit for fans to blame this on. So I totally understand why it's happening. And ultimately, I had no idea they were in a relationship before this sort of debacle. So I'm like, oh, learn something new every day. But I don't know. I think as with most things, by the time next week's episode comes around, I think no one's going to really be talking about it. But I'll be interested to see if anything changes at all, or if Kaitlyn like comes out with a new determination and just like gets a perfect score next week. It's always so interesting to see how this sort of drama, whether it be the Tyra Banks drama beforehand with that mishap, or this drama, like how they approach it the following week. So I guess we'll see. But and Carrie Ann, I mean, like, how was she responded to this? I mean, she has addressed these people attacking her online. In the most recent episode of The Talk, she stated, "I still get bullied. Right about this time is when people start to bully me because of the way I judge people. I can't believe it still happens as adults. I want to tell people who bully, it doesn't make me change the way I judge. I'm not about to change because you try to bully me. It only makes me stand stronger in my convictions and what I believe in." She added, quote, "I judge the way I judge from my background. That is my job to do it, and I will always do it based on my own conscience, not because you're trying to tell me what to do." So I thought this was a response that I guess I expected, but I don't know. I think she totally has a point. I think people can come after her character. People can come after her reasons for being a harsh judge, the Simon Cowell of Dancing with the Stars, if you will. But I think, I mean, she's going to stand even firmer in her convictions. I mean, we all have sort of gotten to know Carrie Ann. If you don't know her at all, but at all out of the show, you can still tell she has a strong backbone. She's not going to back down because a few fans are tweeting rude things at her. She's going to stand by what she says as a judge because she has years of experience as a dancer. But what do you think, Gabby, of her response?
You're exactly right. I think in this case, people are comparing her directly to Derek and Bruno, who are a little bit nicer or who always have pleasant comments to go with theirs. So in this situation, it's a little bit of a good cop, bad cop, and she's the bad cop. We, of course, we need a little bit of that. We need some, that other perspective in order to hear different comments and just have a little bit more of a diverse, array of comments on the spectrum. So I'm sure she's, like she said, she's used to hearing these comments at this time in the competition. She's just overall a more harsh, strict person. She's been keeping tallies on every lift that wasn't supposed to be here all season, not just with Kaitlyn. So I think this is just a part of her personality. And after this incident, though, and now that it's in the press and stuff like that, there's definitely a lot more pressure on both Kaitlyn and Carrie to just see what is going to happen next week and the exact, comments she's going to give, how Kaitlyn's going to do. Everyone's going to be looking for that. But besides that, I think the way Kaitlyn can really win and have redemption after this is to just have an amazing, undeniable score of a 10 dance, and then, just really flip Carrie Ann around, and so she just has to give her that 10. I'm hoping for that for Kaitlyn.
I am so hoping for the same thing. I know she's starting to feel a little discouraged, as what Artem and herself was saying, but I do think, I mean, she has the skills. The pressure, I know, can be a lot, but I think it can push her to just do something incredible. And I'm just hoping that the dance they do next week is exactly what you said, just an undeniable 10, because that's the way this is resolved. That she brings in a dance that Carrie Ann, as a judge that is really critical, can still be like, boom, that was it. And then we could all be happy again.
Yes,
but
exactly.
I am excited for next. I'm so looking forward to next week's episode and seeing what Kaitlyn and Artem turn out, because if they needed any fire under their butts, I think this is it. So I'm really excited. But it looks like that is all we have for you today in terms of Dancing with the Stars news. There's always Dancing with the Stars news, so we will be back soon, I promise. As always, we want to know your thoughts, so please let us know down in the comments. What do you think of this whole messy situation? Do you think anything will change next week? Let us know. We do want to know. And before you go, please remember to subscribe to our channel and ring that bell so you don't miss any future updates. If you want more from me, you can find me on social media on Instagram and Twitter at TylerJoe33 or on TikTok at TylerJosephEllis. And Gabby, where can they find you?
You can follow me at Gabby Gonta everywhere.
Love it. A username for everything. Okay, everyone. Well, have a great week, and we will see you very soon. Bye-bye.